Okay, Kate, thank you for chatting with me today about retreats.
Yes,
Aren't we
my favorite
excited?
subject.
Yay. So for everyone out there watching, this is Kate, and Kate is coming with me to Key West, and we are going to have an amazing time. So before we talk about that, why don't we just kind of tell people what the retreat experience in general is all about? Because I always love to hear you, because you and I share a lot of the same philosophy on it, and I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I love to retreat. Take me on a retreat anywhere, the mountains, the ocean, but Key West has such a special vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you fly in or you drive in, both are a worthy experience. And I always say, right when I hit about mile marker 80,
Mm-hmm.
I start to literally feel my blood pressure in my body begin to like melt.
Uh-huh. Right.
So it just sort of sets you up to be in a retreat mindset. And for me, retreats really mean about turning inward, taking
Uh-huh.
the time to just turn inward. It's
Yes.
not about the to-do list and the responsibilities. It's just about having time with yourself.
Yeah. Right. Totally.
So that can be a silent retreat. Not for me. I don't, that would be like torture, but I know people who have done that,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Or, or one of your retreats. And being on retreat with you was such a great experience. It was just amazing. It was a nice mix of, um, it was all an experience. The
Uh-huh.
whole
Right.
thing was really
Right.
experiential, but it was a nice mix of learning, experiencing, exploring, connecting with each other. And you create such a nice environment that nothing feels scheduled.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's,
let's be
it's
honest. So
very
much of our
fluid.
lives is about a schedule.
Mhm.
Even if you're retired, or it's still about a schedule. It's still about what's the next thing that I need to do.
Right.
Right.
Right. And I think that's a great point. Like never once, over the course of that, 4 or 5 days, did I want to know what's next. Like it wasn't like, what's next? What's next?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I never felt rushed either,
Mm-hmm.
so it was really nice.
Yeah. It was just, it was, it's just a chance, just not just to slow down, because we can tell ourselves while we're home and while we're in our own home and our own environment that we can take a day off and slow down. Well, I can do this and slow down. Well, I can take a break and go do this. But it's not the same thing until you get out of your environment and you go someplace else.
Yeah. And the recovery piece
Mm-hmm.
is such an important and vital piece to our health, our well-being, and resilience, which
Mm-hmm.
is my passion. Is how do we cultivate resilience and rest and
Mm-hmm.
recovery
Yes.
are the most important components of actually developing that resilience. So whether we're talking about muscular resilience, right, building our muscles,
Mm-hmm.
you tear the muscle fiber
Right.
down, you need the rest and recovery for it to get stronger. It's the same thing with our brains,
Mm-hmm.
which control our emotional state and the embodiment of our emotions. So it's a nice way to still be active. We're still
Mm-hmm.
actively engaged in this experiential um, experience. I think that was redundant, wasn't it?
That's
Experiential
okay. I know what you
experience.
meant.
Right now, like my mind is going back to so many of the activities that we did in the last Key West retreat.
Uh-huh. Right.
It really was. It was a sensory experience.
Well, and you bring up a really good point, because I think we tend to think, I know what a lot of people have asked me about a fitness retreat. Well, do you work out all day? What do you do all day that's active? Because honestly, for some people, that's what they think of when they think of a destination fitness retreat. So, but our brain literally listens to everything that we do, everything we say, everything that we do, everything that's part of how we live. And eventually, it puts us in a state where we never feel like we can completely relax, because there's
Yeah.
always something turning in here about what's next. Well, how do I do that? Well, what is that going to look like? Well, I don't know about that, and it just constantly is going. And so, especially after the year that we've all had, having a dedicated experience to where you can actually not just teach yourself a new way to do things, because I think we can always teach ourselves that. It's just so hard to do that when we're in our current environment,
Right.
and doing things the way we normally do them, right?
Yeah. Changing your environment is huge,
Mhm.
right? Because when we talk about our nervous system, right, and we talk about anticipating our environment around us, and that creates an anticipatory anxiety,
Mhm.
always anticipating the next step. It
Yes.
doesn't have to be worry. I
Mhm.
think oftentimes people think of anxiety, it's associated with worrisome thoughts,
Mhm.
but sometimes it's just the act of overthinking,
Mhm.
not managing
Yes.
thoughts. Like the day
Yes.
just kind of gets away from you. You're always running after the day. And
Mhm.
when you strip that away,
Mhm.
and really you're left with yourself and this wonderful group of individuals with
Mhm.
all of these great experiences, you really do get back to that. I call it like a childlike wonder.
Mhm.
When we were children and we didn't have all of the responsibilities of adulting, right?
Mhm.
We were really just experiencing life um, as we took it in, right?
Mhm. Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
it's for me that's a big part of the retreat, changing the environment and
Mhm.
getting back to that sort of state of discovery and wonder.
Yeah, because it's in that space that we come up with different ideas for ourselves.
Mhm.
Whereas if we're home, we're thinking, okay, at 4 o'clock, I've got to be here. I'm good until then, but at 5 o'clock, I need to go do this or whatever. And so we don't allow ourselves to completely go there like we do when we're in another place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was your favorite thing that we did in Key West?
Oh my gosh. So I have like literally floods of memories. It's so cool how the brain works,
Uh-huh.
like just it's literally like pictures in my mind that I can still feel them all. Um, Lloyd's bike tour.
Which was the best? Was it not so much fun?
It was like 3 hours,
Hmm.
which sounds like, oh my gosh, 3 hours on a bicycle, but we were literally cruising through all the streets and historical crevices
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and Lloyd's storytelling. And we were literally eating fruits and nuts and flowers like right out of the trees.
Yes. And the stories about all the houses, how cool was that? How
And to
fun was
Key
that?
West, I used to work down there. So I used to be down there, you know, 5, 6 times a year for business.
Hmm.
But obviously, we would take in the town and explore restaurants. But I have never seen Key West
Like that.
like that. And I
Mhm.
I could do it every day. I could follow Lloyd around on that little beach cruiser all day
It was
long.
so fun. And going out, he took us out to the ocean and we had the avocados at the ocean. How fun was that?
Avocado, and then we went to the marina, the point, the
Yep.
the marina point, and he had coconuts that he slammed open and fresh limes, and we drank coconut water out of little
Yeah.
cups with fresh.
Yeah. It was like you said, it was such a sensory experience where you could actually experience all these different unique things that, I mean, you can get coconut water with lime probably anywhere, but to
But not
have it
like
in
that.
but to have it like that combined with that amazing experience, I mean, think of what that teaches your mind to do in terms of what you come up with for you, you know?
Yes. Well, and when we talk about using the five senses and how it ignites the mind, it calms the stress
Mhm.
response.
Mhm.
So that cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, all of those biochemical responses of stress that damage your heart,
Mhm.
destroy your memory,
Mhm.
focus, emotional
Yeah.
regulation, right? That stress response just comes right down. And instead, now you're getting all of these feel good chemicals. I mean, you
Mhm.
literally get high off of using your
Seriously.
five senses in that
Yeah.
way. I mean, the
Yeah.
sights, the smells, the tastes, the sounds. It is, it really is a sensory experience and healing for your brain and your body,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and it's those sensory experiences that you teach your mind to remember. So when you get home, you have this experience that you've created that you can literally take yourself back to, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think so many people think about Key West like, as like the center of debauchery. Like this is the other side
Yeah.
of Key
Yeah.
West.
Of course.
I mean, Key West is so colorful and so fun and so wonderful. But this experience with the bike tour and yoga on the back deck with our own private pool with the
Hmm.
beautiful mermaid fountain. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
The
It was
way would
pretty incredible.
illuminate at night.
Uh-huh.
We had a really magical guided meditation out
Uh-huh.
in the evening after some yin yoga. Ah,
It was
just
just it was just the whole relaxation feel that you wanted for yourself, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we got to do some talking kind of about how we can take this experience home for us.
Well, the whole time I felt like we were all learning from each other. So it
Mhm.
wasn't like, okay, at 9 a.m., we're having a workshop on, it was really just woven into the entire experience,
Mhm.
from having breakfast in the morning to moving our bodies in different ways. The circuit training was so fun, and you kept playing like little mind tricks on us. First it was like 30 repetitions of these five different exercises, and you could complete the 30 repetitions any way you wanted. And then we took a nice little rest, and we're in the shade of the palm trees, and we sipped some water. And then Allison's like, and the next one. So now we do it for time. And it was just all these little mind tricks and
Mhm.
laughing together. And like that was breakfast. And then I'm not even sure, like I said, the whole day was so fluid. And that energy salad, I told you I'm still making
Uh-huh.
the
Well,
energy
because
salad.
it's, energy eating is the way that I teach in my Fit Life system. And because it's about learning to fuel your body. It's not just about eating because you're hungry or and I think we tend to think, especially this time of year with the weather getting warmer, we're thinking about everybody's thinking about wearing warmer weather clothes, which are lighter weight, shorts, bathing suits for a lot of us. And so we start thinking, I want to look better in order to do that. I think if we're all honest, that's where our mind goes. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I think sometimes too. But it doesn't always mean that we have to deprive ourselves of things.
right.
And the whole approach to energy eating actually gives you freedom with your food. It gives you more choices because when you're energizing your body, you're fueling your body on a regular basis. It's not about I can't have this and I can't have that. It's about I'm going to fuel my body with this.
Yeah, yeah. No, I really felt so alive, just re-energized. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel tired or exhausted or overwhelmed. Like I literally left just re-energized.
Yeah.
And I had a very simple blueprint
Mm-hmm.
of some new habits. We
Uh-huh.
set some goals and we really dug deep. Oh my gosh. I was like, Allison, do we have to go this deep? Yes, a little deeper,
well,
a little
but
deeper.
we get really good at what we do often. And we get
Right.
good at telling ourselves stories. All of us do it, and I think when we connect to not just what this means to us, but that it can mean what we want it to mean for us. And if we attach, something positive to it, then we're going to be more likely to do it when we get home,
Yeah.
you know?
No, And I've already achieved a couple of the goals that I set. So that was in December, right? We're in April. So
Uh-huh.
4 months later.
I know you've
Um,
been really, you've been really dedicated,
yeah. So, I
but you
mean,
haven't, but you've been dedicated, but you haven't spent hours and hours every day on it.
no,
It's been simple for you.
I just don't forget to do it.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
you're just more connected to what you believe about it and how it's
Yes.
possible for you.
And it's so simple. I use
Yeah.
bands. I do little 10-minute, I probably do 3 sets all throughout the day. A little 10 minutes in the morning, a little 10 minutes in the afternoon. I'll do
Mhm.
10 minutes when we get off this call. Just
Uh-huh.
some walking, abduction, get my hips
Mhm.
moving. But I literally just do a little bit all throughout the day. And I take a nice long walk and 2 short walks. And I make sure I eat and drink water. And
And that's really what it's about. It's about a manageable system that works for you.
yeah,
And it can look any way that works for you. That's the beauty of it. And that we all learn from each other. So when we're going around and we're all talking about what this is going to look like, you get ideas from listening to other people too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So what are you most looking forward to this time?
Oh, I think, well, I always love teaching yoga and sharing meditation. And I love when I can share it. I love when I receive it.
Mhm.
I love how it connects us
Uh-huh.
together so energetically. It's just awesome. The
Mhm.
group that was with us back in December was just fantastic.
Yeah, we had a great group. We
We had
really
a
did.
really great group and there was no competition. It was really just a lot of support, connection. It was amazing. So I'm looking forward to this group,
Uh-huh.
engaging with some new people. Definitely seeing Lloyd again.
Uh-huh. Yep. And we're
And
gonna
the
do the
food tour.
seaport food tour. So that's
Yes,
gonna be fun too.
that's what I was. So I wasn't around for the food tour
Uh-huh.
the last go round. So I'm excited for that. That's going to
Oh,
be
it's gonna
great.
be great. It's gonna be great because I've never done it. I've never done it either. See, as long as I've been enjoying Key West, I like experiencing all of these things with all of y'all too. So that's what makes it
Yeah.
fun too. Because then we can be in the experience together.
Shared positive emotional resonance.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
vibes.
Totally.
Happy, healthy vibes.
Totally. Absolutely. So, we have one more room left.
I
So I
know. I
know.
know.
So I keep every day, I'm like, who's going to join us? Who's going to join us?
I
Right.
know. I've got a couple ticklers out there. So I mean, we're
Uh-huh.
only 2 weeks away. You're going to be there 2 weeks from today,
Today,
I think you
2 weeks
said,
from
right?
today. Yep. Yep. So we have room for one more person. If one of you someone out there listening or listening to our conversation wants to join us, it's not too late.
So it's arrive on a Saturday and then leave on the following Thursday morning. Is that
That's
right?
correct. That's correct. Yep. And the
So
another
good.
thing that we're going to do, and this is different. I've never even done this myself, but I've always wanted to do it. Is I'm taking y'all to the lighthouse, and we're going to experience sunset there. So we have the whole top of the lighthouse reserved for our group, and so we're going to experience the sunset from the best point on Key West. So
The sunsets will melt your mind.
yes, totally.
And I cannot even imagine what it's going to be like in the lighthouse. I've never been up in the lighthouse.
I've been up in it, but it's been a long time. But I've never experienced the sunset from up there.
I mean,
So
when you're in Key West, I mean, it's like the sun and the sky envelops you
yeah,
because
totally.
you're surrounded by water. So it's
Hmm.
horizon, all the way around you. For those that haven't experienced it, it's not like it's out there in front of you. It's literally like
Yes,
hugging you.
yes. We're doing that one evening. I just firmed that up yesterday, actually. So that was going to be an amazing experience. I
I
can't
have
wait.
goosebumps all over right now.
It's going to be off the charts. It really is. So this is something you don't want to miss, is the point I'm trying to make. So
Oh, so awesome. So then how do people find you, register CU Fitness? Well, obviously
people
if
can
you're in
go
a
to my
group.
website, cufitness.com, and click the retreat tab, and it's got the itinerary there. Of course, the itinerary I had to shift a little bit because of booking our activities and when they were available. But people can still just reach out to me and send me a message as well. And obviously reach you as well too. So
Awesome.
yeah, so we have that last room. So I really would love for somebody to be able to take advantage of that.
And I have to explain to everybody too, like the bungalow setup it's really cool. I mean, it
Mhm.
kind of blew my mind. So it's all behind a gate. It's like a private property on a corner,
Mhm.
and you park along the corner and you go inside the gate, and there's this beautiful courtyard of hammocks and
Mhm.
beautiful tropical trees. I mean, you feel
Yeah.
like you're in the hammock of trees, and then there's
Mhm.
literal hammocks
Uh-huh.
hanging
Right.
from the trees.
Totally.
Beautiful walkway up, and then you open the door, and there's this beautiful sitting area, a large room in the center, a kitchen, a huge long dining area, long hallway with rooms over here, and then our own private pool on the
Yes.
back with that beautiful two-tiered deck. I
Yes.
mean, you just feel like right at home.
Yeah. It's so much better than a hotel or anything like that.
It is not like resorty at
Mm-mm.
all. It
Mm-mm.
really is like it's a secret little retreat.
It's
You
a
wouldn't even
secret
know
little
it's
spot.
there.
It's a secret
Yeah.
little spot, really. So yeah,
You
it's a
wouldn't
perfect
even know it's
place.
there behind, the fence.
Yeah, totally. It's a secret little spot. Absolutely. So I know you're doing retreat. You do retreats too. So
Yes, 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 yes. So we've got one coming up in October, actually up near you in North Carolina.
where is it?
It's up in right near Asheville at the Horseshoe Ranch.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then we have in the works coming soon to a theater near you, Costa Rica next spring.
Ah, next
Yes,
spring.
yes.
Yeah.
Looking
So
forward to
yeah,
that.
I'm taking a group to Turks and Caicos in October, but that's the beginning of the month. So I'm telling the retreat experiences, this is what people want, I
It
think.
really is.
This is
I
what people
know.
want. Yeah.
Well, I've always been a retreater. I shouldn't say always. I started retreating probably a little over 10 years ago. I try to retreat at least once a year, even
Uh,
if it's for like a weekend, 2 days.
mhm.
But just to take that time, it is such a reset. I mean, it really is a reset button. I joke that
Yeah.
I would like to live on retreat, but I don't know if that's true. But that's how much I love
Yeah.
it.
It's not only therapeutic, but you really actually get a real reset.
Yes.
It's like, think about what we do with our phones at the end of the day. We plug them in because the battery's going down. We go on retreat to do the same thing for us, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been
Yeah.
great. I appreciate
Yes.
it.
My pleasure. I'm looking forward to it. You're such a joy. I can't wait for all of these fun activities and meeting new friends and new people. And hey, if you're in the state of Florida and you want to ride down to Key West,
That's
it's
right. You can ride with
driving
Kate.
or flying. But either way, it's really beautiful, really
Yes,
beautiful.
it is. Absolutely. So I'll see you in a couple weeks, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Thanks for chatting with me.
Hey, my pleasure. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Changes in latitude, changes in attitude.
Totally. Totally. I'm there hearing that music now. Okay. Bye, Miss Kate.
Bye.